In September 9 AD, Publius Quinctilius Varus and his 3 legions, the 17th, 18th and 19th, of 14,000 to 23,000 soldiers, left their summer headquarters. News had arrived from a Germanic prince called Arminius of a growing revolt in the Rhine area to the west. Arminius had acquired a Roman citizenship and had received a Roman military education. He served under Varus, helping him to complete the conquest of numerous German tribes. However, while serving under Varus, Arminius secretly plotted a German revolt against Roman rule. Segestes, a German nobleman, warned Varus that Arminius could not be trusted. Varus ignored this warning and marched his forces toward the so-called revolt. As they marched, the Roman forces were not in combat formation. They had large numbers of camp followers interspersed within. This would prove to be a terrible misjudgment, as it minimized the fighting strengths of the Roman legions, while maximizing the strength of the Germanic tribesmen. According to Cassius Dio, a violent storm had arisen. He also writes that Varus neglected to send out reconnaissance parties ahead of the main force. The Roman army was now marching down a narrow, muddy track. This caused the line of troops to become precariously long, reportedly around 11 miles long. The legions were in this state when they came under attack from the Germanic warriors. The Germanic warriors surrounded the entire Roman army and rained down javelins upon them. Arminius, recalling his education in Rome, understood his enemy's tactics, so he was able to direct his troops to counter them effectively. He used his locally superior numbers against the dispersed Roman legions. The Romans managed to set up a fortified night camp, and in the morning they broke out into the open country just north of the Vienne hills. The breakout was accompanied by heavy losses to the Roman survivors, as was a further attempt to escape by marching through another forested area, all while the torrential rains continued. The Romans undertook a night march to escape, but marched right into another trap that Arminius had set. It was a sandy, open strip of land on which the Romans could march, but it was constricted by a nearby hill, leaving a narrow 100-meter pass between the woods and a nearby swamp. The road was further blocked by a trench, and towards the forest an earthen wall that had been built. The wall allowed the Germanic alliance to attack the Romans from cover. In a desperate attempt, the Romans tried to storm the wall, but failed. A Roman commander abandoned the troops and rode off with the cavalry. However, they were soon overtaken and killed by the Germanic cavalry. The Germanic warriors then stormed the open field, slaughtering the disintegrating Roman forces. It is reported that within this mayhem, Varus committed suicide in the proper Roman way, along with many other commanders. In total, it's estimated that around 15 to 20,000 Romans were killed in the Battle of Teutoburg Forest. All of the Roman accounts stressed the completeness of the Roman defeat. The victory by the Germanic peoples was followed by a clean sweep of all Roman forts, garrisons and cities east of the Rhine. Upon hearing of the defeat, the Emperor Augustus, according to a Roman historian, was so shaken that he stood butting his head against the walls of his palace, shouting, "Quinctilius Varus, give me back my legions." The legion numbers 17, 18 and 19 were not used again by the Romans. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest abruptly ended the attempts of the Romans to conquer Germania, and thus is considered one of the most important events in European history. Retaliatory campaigns were commanded by Tiberius and Germanicus and would enjoy impressive successes. Arminius was eventually defeated by Germanicus. 2 of the 3 legions eagles lost in 9 AD were recovered in 14 AD and then 15 AD. The 3rd legion eagle was recovered in 41 AD. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Additionally, feel free to comment any topics you would like me to cover in future videos.